What's up, everybody? This is Chris Merriweather. I am doing a brand new series for you, and I am trying to get rid of spirits. You will know what I'm talking about when you see this video, so I will see you in a minute.
I literally had the experience of being pinned down by something I could not see. I would see something standing over me in my sleep, and I dismissed it as it was my late husband.
Sharon, take a picture.
Dude, what the
What
fuck?
the fuck is it doing that?
I want to help you move on, because you cannot stay here no more. Oh, shit. Are you Aunt Christy right now? Alright, so when did you first notice this happening?
This time or when I was a child?
Here in this home. What we're here for now, when did you notice it?
A few years back when my grandchildren moved in, they started seeing things, and I thought that it was related to my son's death.
And it didn't turn out to be related.
No.
It was something different.
Yeah.
So, your experiences, what have you, if you could go through like each one of your experiences, what have you experienced since you thought it had something to do with your son, but it didn't?
After my husband died, Billy, I literally had the experience of being pinned down by something I could not see. When I came to from feeling the pressures and the pain, I woke up on my arms, my legs, and it was in scratches. I had bruises on the inside of my thighs, and I actually tasted blood in my mouth. At that time, I had gotten a hold of my coven, and we had done a banishment. And I hadn't experienced anything until Michael had come into my life, and I had still seen and heard things. I had seen doors open and close. I just dismissed it as the same entity from when I was a kid. I hadn't paid attention to it, and just, dismissed it. I would see something standing over me in my sleep, and I dismissed it as it was my late husband or my son watching over me. Even with me and him together, seeing this entity.
It's not just because I'm in your life and everything. It's because I called people out on some stuff. I put things to light, and some things were confessed by certain individuals to where that circle from that coven had diminished.
I literally had to leave my coven, and I had cut ties.
And try to start issues between
the vanquishment that we had performed on the original entity that had attacked me that night, I believe that is back.
Right.
But I also believe there's something else here because of its pulling into.
And the spirit that you had banished before with your coven was an incubus.
Yes, we had actually named him as Dabuk. My
Dabuk.
coven had named him before I ever heard the name. They named him themselves.
And then your coven split up, so it's a possibility that it's back.
Yes.
And it's also a possibility that it's your mother, which had a lot of issues. If you want to explain some of that.
The easiest way to describe it is that she was diagnosed with bipolar schizophrenia and multiple personality disorder. I do not believe that is the case. I do believe that my mother, Sharon, was very evil. I was, from the time that I was 6 until I married my first husband, and was married off as a child bride, because I was losing my dad's death benefits. But I was by her, my stepfather, and my stepbrother, to the point that they had tried to draw my little brother in, and I took more abuse to protect him. to save him in the midst of all this and everything. And she died several years later after I had married my second husband due to colon cancer, but she had actually drawn me to her bedside to try to get me to apologize to her for me.
And also, so is it possible, this is what another thought that I've had, is it possible because you all are soulmates that something's trying to prevent you all from staying together?
It has gotten to the point that it draws fights between the two of us to where he will draw out and call me a whore,
Yeah.
a little, the words that my mother used when she fought me.
Yeah.
When she would turn around and use what I was going through before she would beat me because I would try to get help. She would use a horsewhip to silence me because of what I was going through as a child.
Now keep in mind,
it's the exact words that she used.
But it's the same. It's back and forth. So it's for you too. You'll strike the button that hits him hard too.
well, not just that, but keep in mind when I'm not feeling this or anything, I treat the woman like a queen.
Yeah.
I cook for her.
And I've seen that being here too.
I bathe the woman in the shower. I sing to her
Same
and
thing.
everything.
Yeah,
Same thing back and forth. I mean, we are in ecstasy, perfect moments of just being.
Right.
Two soulmates has actually finally united after all of this time, and it could be something as intimate as just finishing making love.
Yeah.
And 5 seconds later, he'll go into a rage or I'll go into a rage about absolutely nothing that makes sense.
Yeah.
And we can't even understand why we fought to begin with after the fight is done, but it will be such an escalated rage that violence happens.
Right.
Things get broken, things get busted, things happen.
The number one issue when we get into the arguments is neither one of us knows what the the other one's issue is.
Right.
Yeah.
Every time it happens.
It's just like, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
What's going
Well,
on
when
right
we're
now?
saying the words, we know that's not the case.
Yeah.
We know that that's not what is, like when he said he called me a whore, he knew
It was wrong.
it was wrong.
I felt like an
And when I
asshole.
turned around and called him an asshole and told him that he was being a narcissist, that's not him. That's not his behavior. That's not who he is.
Right.
So, normally on a regular basis, your all's relationship is pretty much perfect.
Yeah.
Which is how
And then
we are too. And
Yeah.
we've had our issues similar to this. And I believe,
Best friend.
because it's a channel that I have this channel, I believe that things come into my life that I don't even welcome in, and they still come in, and it causes problems between us. Because like I said, for the first 3 years of our relationship, we didn't fight, nothing. We'd sit down and just talk. We had no issues at all. And then out of nowhere, because I started opening up to things and starting to learn things, it was totally different. Plus we had things impact our life.
Yeah.
So in reality, some of this is actually pretty normal. It can happen. It's the process of being in a relationship with somebody and getting to know them.
Mm-hmm.
But normally on a regular basis, your all's relationship is perfect. But this is something that you notice, the anger and rage comes out at random times, but you noticed it really happening when you started having trouble in the home and it getting worse, correct?
Yes. To the point that there's been 2 really big escalations. One that turned violent, and when it turned violent the first time, I knew something was off. And I had mentioned it about a month later because I knew it wasn't his behavior. Mm-hmm. And I turned around and I had mentioned that there's something off in this house. He had been feeling something off in the house. And we wound up breaking out into another really big fight to the point that he had literally packed up everything and was ready to leave. And the first time it was something that had basically escalated from his side. Second time was something that escalated from mine. Mm-hmm. And it was like exactly the right buttons, but exactly what to push.
Yeah.
And that's what didn't make sense to either one of us in the middle of these, is we know that's not true, but yet here we are. And it boiled down to the fact, when we realized what was going on, we had contacted y'all after showing him the picture that I had taken in the doorway. Like somebody had attacked me from the back, but I had felt burning right in the center of my back, and that's where those pictures had come into play, where he had taken the pictures of what I was feeling, but I had the lacerations down my back.
If it's cool with you, I'm gonna use that picture in this
Like,
video.
That is fine.
When she
Probably like right here.
when she showed me the picture of the doorway, she was like, Michael, look at this and tell me what you see. And it was a picture of the entire living room and kitchen there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I saw it.
As soon as I seen the picture, I got this cold chill because I can see what was standing in that doorway.
It was tall too. That was
was
something
every-
I noticed.
The part that I'm having a problem with that picture is every time I see it, I see a different face.
Right.
The faces keep changing.
I don't see things and I don't hear them, but this thing I'm seeing and I'm hearing it as well as I'm feeling it. I can always feel them, but I can't
I can
never
feel
see
it right now.
I can never see or hear them, but
It's
this one I
hurting my
can.
back again.
So you
But
feel
I'm
like
not
it's
feeling a
something
burn,
that's
I'm
getting
feeling like
stronger and
something
stronger
punching me in the
as
Like
as
some
time
days
goes.
it'll get me so nauseous that they'll ask me, I'll run around and I'm like dry heaving, I'm gagging so bad because of my nausea.
Right.
And they're like, are you alright? And it's like, yeah, I feel like I'm getting sick and it's just a dry heave for like 5-10 minutes at a time.
So what was it that really caused you all to reach out, and why did you decide to reach out to Chris?
There's a lot of agony caught up in the house
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
now, and it needs to be dispersed.
Oh yeah.
And because you guys do this and everything, because
And you know
I
me.
personally know you,
Yeah.
I felt like if there's somebody that does this and all that, then who better than my own brother to come
Right.
in and take care of it.
Yeah.
So that would be why you would have been my choice.
Yeah. And the things about, things following you since childhood, and that the reason behind that is because of all the torture you went through and the things that you had to go through. It broke down those walls to where you were easy to follow and to attach to and be around because your walls were so broken down that you were just open. And that's after it tries to take it. Once it takes you out, it's going to move on to that.
Yes.
And the
And
thing
that's
is,
what I feel.
with him, I've known him for years as well, and I know his walls have been broken down. My walls have been broken down. And, you got to build that stuff up no matter what. You got a lot of stuff that happens throughout childhood all the way to the end of your life, and it's just how you deal with it, how you handle it, Just like if you get into the fights and stuff that you get into, you got to step back, take 2 seconds, and be like, man, these things are getting to us, bad.
There's a difference between normal. There's
Yeah.
a difference
I got you.
between normal life events and arguments, and something that you can actually feel causing you to be angry.
There's-
And that's the
This
problem.
isn't just a
Yeah.
normal thing that's occurring.
There's days that I have sat back and I thought about just that. Like, is this just because we've had suspicion about that? And I'm like, okay, is this just a normal through the day, bringing a bad day at work home and arguing with the spouse and everything, kind of, and there are some days that are like that. It's just a simple tiff, something
Normal
where
relationship.
where we're two individuals trying to learn each other and try to build a partnership and everything. But
And that's normal in any relationship.
there's also
Yeah.
some days though that it just feels like it's like getting up in the morning and you're just the off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm mad at them at her.
Or
And she
break
hasn't
stuff.
even done anything. I come
I'm
out
sitting
here,
in here drinking a cup of coffee, smoking a cigarette, and he comes in going
has-
off on me, and I'm like,
has
what
me
did
a
I
cup
do?
of coffee ready and everything,
Yeah.
and a cigarette set up,
I had
and
breakfast made for him,
a
and he's
smile
going
on
off.
her face, and I'm just madder than a at her.
Yeah,
I'm
for
just
no
mad,
reason.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
You know?
It is like something else is taking a hold of us. And it is trying to not only rip us apart, but to destroy us to the point that it at points has tried to use our child to do it.
Just
And it
trying
also-
to mentally break you
Yes.
And it also knows that if it gets rid of him, you're more vulnerable.
And more vulnerable
Yeah.
because
and
it
it will
knows
handle what
down.
it
You
needs
all
to
are
handle.
stronger together, and that's why it doesn't.
He doesn't like it.
Every time that it's to the point where he's ready to leave or I'm ready to leave, the first thing that comes into either one of our minds is death.
Yep.
And he don't have to say it, I can hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has strengthened my abilities that I didn't even realize I had in the process of all of this, to the point I can read him clear as day.
Mm-hmm.
I can read my daughter clear as day.
So, I guess my last question for all of this is we're not going to go in too much detail, but how do you feel about tonight?
I feel
And you've already been warned.
I've been warned many times by many different
Yeah.
people, many different witches, psychics, that tonight I'm going to be hurt. But in that, this needs to be done because I know my late husband is trapped here because of it. I don't know where my son is because of it, because he was with me until all of this took a bad turn. And there's another entity here that had killed himself in the back bedroom because of his wife dying of cancer. I want them to be able to be released no matter what happens.
Yeah.
And if it takes me being injured to release them, then I'm willing for that. But I want this to be done with myself.
Yeah.
I want this to be done because I lived years of being tortured and tormented. And I had finally found happiness, and it's like,
Now it's getting harsh.
now it's time to destroy that happiness. No, we're not going to destroy it.
Yeah.
I'm ready to fight.
Yeah, we're ready to fight. We got our
I'm
shields
done.
up.
Yeah.
So, in technicalities, if we think about it, your son,
My late husband.
your late husband, possibly your mother, and the Incubus will all be gone tonight. That's
And old man.
and
And
the
the
old
old
man.
man.
Yeah, so there's 4
That
to
is our
5
goal.
spirits that we will be trying to send over.
And that's the reason I called forward my ancestors.
Yeah, we had to bring them out for help
Yeah,
because you gotta
because
have.
there's too many.
It's too much.
Well, are you ready to see if we can?
Get rid of it.
I want this gone.
We're gonna
I want
do it.
all of them gone.
We're as a team, and as you know, bringing in your ancestors and stuff. We're gonna handle this. And
Yes.
It's gonna be 100% real, and things are probably gonna happen throughout this process, and it's probably gonna take longer than just one day.
That's
So,
what I was going to say too. There's a possibility it may calm down, hopefully, after this one time. But if you notice it coming back, or still seeing stuff, it may take more than one time of coming in and trying to do
There's
this.
a possibility they could act out worse because we've done pissed it off, and it's
Well,
gonna take a few more sessions.
It can even, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It
No.
can even do that. It
But
will.
I heard that too.
I heard it too.
I did
The
too.
click.
That's
And the
come out of my
And
bedroom.
the thermostat's over there. on the wall.
Thermostat, yeah. Thermostat's over there.
So-
Not in there.
Every
The-
one of us
There's
heard that.
nothing in
There's
there to make a
nothing
sound in
there.
that room.
The warning on all of this, like I wish that I did waivers, but I don't because I don't care.
You don't need waivers
I don't need
for us.
waivers. But I don't need waivers for anybody. People need to accept
We're
what's
family,
going on. Yeah.
Right.
So,
They need to accept, like, you know what? It's going to get mad, okay? So whether it gets worse or not, just know in the back of your mind what's causing y'all's anger, what is going to happen. So if it gets
Yeah, I just
angry,
heard it again.
yeah, I heard it too. It's going
I
to
heard it
be,
about 5 times.
it's going to be angry. We're about
It's
to,
getting mad.
we're about to piss it off.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's
It knows
nothing-
already
You're-
to start
You're
right now,
welcome
is
to
what
go
it-
check it out. There's
No, I
nothing
already
in there
know.
to make any noise.
I already know.
There's no fan, there's no nothing on, the air's not on.
I feel like the noise I'm hearing is like right here,
Nope, it's in there.
in here. And this is where your late husband passed,
My
right?
late husband died was on the actual
Turn your light on.
right side of that bed. Or left side of that bed. Left side of that bed.
Left side of the bed.
And there used to be a mirror right here behind the door.
Beyond the door. And so we can go ahead and let everybody know what's going on with this. We covered all the mirrors because when you're doing something like this, you want to make sure you have mirrors covered. Nothing can go into the mirrors. Nothing can, be stuck there and stay there and try to escape later. So covered all the mirrors so that they can't create portals and stuff like that. Alright, so we're going to go night vision, we're going to use their spirit box, and then we're going to go back and use mine. We're probably going to take turns, switch back and forth, then we're going to use the EMF. But let's go get to this. Still smells like KFC here, dude. I swear it smells like fried chicken. It's so much cooler in here than it is out there, man. I don't understand how that's possible.
It's really cool in this closet. Are you here again tonight? It's okay, you can tell me. Can you give me a name?
Yeah.
And the dock on the door.
Yeah, I know.
Can you tell us anything else? Are you okay with me coming in here?
You want to harm us?
I just felt shivers on the outside of my arm here.
Why do you want to harm us? It's okay to talk to us. We just want to know what happened to you while you're here. What we can do to help you move on.
Are you there? It's getting high but then dropping right before.
Yeah, I know. When we first walked in here, it was like beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, that's it, getting close but not saying anything. It's weird that it's a hammer right as soon as
Yeah.
hammer, knock, knock, knock.
Yeah, knock on the door. Why'd you leave us?
We're gonna go back in the room.
It's getting warmer in here, you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not air with us.
It's empty, look. Alright, we're back in the room.
We're back out here with you?
You're with me.
Yeah, it's a hammer and then knock, knock, knock on the door. That was
Can
weird.
you say something else for us? Can you put another word on here as a message to explain why you're here? Is the old man here with us? The one that took his own life?
Yes.
Really sorry to hear about your wife.
And we just said it got warm in the closet.
Warm.
Yeah,
Let
we
me see
just said
that.
somebody getting warm in the closet.
Yeah, this is warm. We just said it got warmer in the closet.
Yep. Can you give us any answers on your own?
Man, the chills.
Yeah.
Feel it through my whole body.
Yeah. You want me to put the phone in the chair?
No.
Can you tell us what you need from us to move on? I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you move on.
This is where she's seen that cloud. When we got that picture of the finger pointing at her,
Yeah.
it was sitting right here.
It was right where she's at, where you took the picture.
She was standing right in front of where I was sitting.
Dude.
Are you sitting with Mike right now? Give me some more words. Let me know what you need.
It's okay, you can communicate with us.
Would you like me to sit in the chair?
No.
It's okay, you can come on. I'm sitting in the chair now. Can you talk to me? Let me know you're here. Give me something. You don't have to be shot.
Go back to the warrant.
Yeah, do you want us to go back to the closet? Is that why you said warm?
Probably.
It did get kind of warmer in here. The cooler in there?
It's still the same warrant.
Same.
Okay, we're back. Are you there?
Can you talk to us? What's your name?
You want us to get Chris's app? Would that be easier for you to communicate?
Alright, well we're gonna get my app. I'm gonna try to use the EMF reader and see if we can get you to talk to him. It did say yes though.
That is?
Immediately.
Like it beeped.
It didn't beep at all the whole time.
Yeah.
And then you were like, do you want to
It's
see
your
this?
equipment and beep.
What's up? It's powerful.
That's fucking weird. Cause
But I think it's
Guys.
left, I think it's left this room.
Come on, baby.
No, it hasn't. It's in me. Don't take me out of this room.
I don't think it is.
Don't take me out of this room. Go.
You-
Go.
you have
I'm
your-
serious. Go.
Leave the door open.
Leave the door open. Go.
Alright, cool.
Should we leave your camera
I'm gonna put it right here.
on night mode? And set it over in the door. Hold on. That was weird though, hammer, knock, 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 and then we walked out right after saying something about it getting warm, and then we said warm. That's pretty creepy.
She knocked on the door, it goes, a hammer. And then we were in the closet and it was like, man, it got really warm in here. And we walked out to the bedroom and it said warm.